Previously on the Heap Car Challenge. Anthony popped and banged his way to a sub-car paint finish. Levi showed off his fabrication skills.
Cut it and welded it, and we were done. So now, I have a really nice seat in the truck too. The headlights were being held in place by speaker wire. Not like baling twine or anything stronger, speaker wire.
And a fan visited TRC, giving Dane a much-needed boost.
And lower belt has seen better days.
Yes, that's the one that was toast.
But then Dane bled his brakes and bled the life from his wheels.
Pretty cool though.
It's just getting like worse and worse.
While it is getting some, it's still not perfect.
Will Dane be able to recover in time for our next twist? Find out this time on the Heap Car Challenge.
So the lowering kit, I found that on eBay. It's actually a 2-4 drop. So 2 in the front, 4 in the rear. The issue I ran into was I started to work on the back of the vehicle. At that moment, I kind of was like, ooh, this is gonna be a lot more work, and I don't really have all the tools for it yet. So I thought, all right, let's stop what we're doing. Let's get the front end dropped. That way we can get that part done. So moved to the front, got the 2-inch, it was springs and shocks. So pulled those off. I had Gabe's dad actually help me out with that. So once we got all the parts put back on, I was putting the wheels back on. I started to put the wheels on and I thought, this is a perfect chance. Grab a little bit of the spray paint that I saw sitting over in the corner and, you know, touch up my brake drums, touch up the brake calipers.
The wheels are not great, but they're definitely better than they were when I started this morning. They looked like they had a bunch of loose skin just like hanging off. Now, most of that stuff's been removed just by way of me taking a literal folding knife and just shaving away like I'm like peeling potatoes. Now, I'm going to take these bastards out into the wash bay and I'm gonna spray them down with some aircraft stripper, and hopefully that's the last time I'm gonna have to do that.
But it wasn't.
Dane, a storm is brewing!
Yep. I'm standing under a big metal pole!
How's it going? It looks horrible.
It is horrible.
Well, like I said, I'm blasting these wheels because I'm tired of sitting and playing games. We tried aircraft stripper, we've done all that. The fresh paint I put on them was the real mistake. Because when I put the fresh paint on them, I created a new layer to just like drive myself insane with. The paint underneath probably would have come off with the first splash of aircraft cleaner, but
this one's more finished. It looks a little rough, but when I put in that filler primer, that's gonna give me a level playing field to be able to paint over all this. But they kicked us out and we were in the sun and pretty miserable because it's actually pretty hot, but the breeze is nice. We've got aircraft stripper and drill brushes and sandpaper and knives. So yeah, it's the most work ever for little to no benefit. So I'm really excited about it. Thanks for asking. Whew. Still got to tape up that one, but at least it's a start.
So obviously, amongst us three, we had to do some painting of our own. Some had to do more than others, and some had to do far, far more than others. But I consider myself a pretty good spray painter, probably one of the best spray painters this side of the Mississippi, so I knew I could tackle the job, which was the side moldings on the Honda Civic. So I popped those things off by essentially tearing apart the entire inside of that car. So the side moldings were all scraped up and missing a lot of paint, and I figured, heck, you know, a couple cans of spray paint, right? Doing some good stuff, of course, right? A flexible primer with some adhesion promoter in there with a color matched base coat, some 2K clear, everything to really bring that together, right? And make it look just as good as OEM. Just shot my first coat of my flexible primer. So it's a fillable and flexible primer, so I can sand this down if I need to. So I'm gonna go ahead, first coat. All right guys, so this is after 3 coats of the base coat and the color finally started to come through. So after the first couple sprays, it didn't quite look right, it was a little blotchy, but after that 3rd coat, it really filled in and looked like it should. So color looks spot on, super happy with that. Now I can't wait to shoot it with clear, because that's where we're gonna get all of the gloss. All right guys, and here is the final result after the 3rd coat of 2K clear, and they look fantastic. Lots of gloss, minimal orange peel. They just looked good enough for straight out of the can. I was pretty stoked on that. So from there, it's time for the next project.
So anyway, while the paint on the wheels was drying, now is probably a good time to do anything I want to do in the wheel wells, on the brake calipers, clean the brakes, the rotors. I'm going to take this opportunity. Got some tractor paint because I saw that Levi had used some tractor paint on his grill. No, it's not brake caliper paint. So it may not lay completely flat, but at least I'll be able to mask off the areas around it. And I think it'll give the car a nice little pop of, you know, accent color from behind the wheels. I
am going to go multiple layers of primer. I am going nuts with primer. So I'm laying in this etching primer, then I'm going in with a filler primer, and then I'm topping that off with a filler plus sanding primer. And when I'm done and all that's set, probably tomorrow, I will go back with a primer plus paint, which will include the silver titanium metallic that I'm turning these wheels into, which should look nice. It's a little darker than the stock wheels, but has a lot of metal flake to it. I think it looks nice. All right, so this is what we've got with the etching primer. So we got the Paint Plus primer here. I decided after I sanded it, I'm just gonna go straight on to the primer I sanded because this has primer in it, so I mean. Well, admittedly, I'm not wild about all those imperfections sticking in there. That's not awesome.
And as you can see, these former sanding marks, you just see the way the light plays off of it. It just doesn't look right. It looks totally off. So I was out here painting my wheels. It's about 9:30 at night. And there's just a deer hanging out, watching me. I have paint in hand. I stayed here a little too late last night. I figured I'd just come here early in the morning, get this stuff all open. No, the overspray is not going to make it all the way over to the Jag. I should be fine. But yeah, get these rolling. Got the silver paint going on that one. I just got to get in here. Yeah, it's going to look a little sloppy at first, but we'll make it work.
Following this step, Dane decided to hide the wheels from the cameras. So we found the only clip that wasn't deleted from his phone, and we gave his wheels a memoriam.
Now, one of the other things my car was lacking, literally, and it's typical of all 90s Hondas, somebody decided to cut the muffler off, right? Who does that? But I mean, it's a Honda thing, right? Didn't sound great, so it was time to find a new rear axle back muffler. Now, fortunately, thanks to the junkyard across the street, I mean, literally the gift that keeps on giving, I was able to go over there, take one off that was close to new condition, and get that new thing installed, right? Sounds great. Whisper quiet. Now, between all of this time of this happening, it was time for the window trim as well, because the under part of the window trim starts to flake off and look really bad. It starts to show all that chrome. Just not good, not tasteful, right? So I decided to, instead of painting that, to just simply wrap over it with just normal car wrap. So basically took a thin strip, laid it on, heat gun, cut it in, and I'm not a good car wrapper. I'm not good with a razor blade, I'm not, I'll just be honest. And so it looks okay. Definitely better than anything that Dane has done to his car, so I was pretty happy about that.
Okay, so while everything else is going on, I also knew the absolute most critical, most important part of anything on the car was getting that paint fixed, because that is what was going to cost me when it came time to sell it to somebody else. It needed to get painted. So I turned it over to my buddy Jonathan, who I met courtesy of Anthony. Once I worked out a good time, I could drop the car off with Jonathan, and I look forward to seeing it when it's done. All right, guys, so I just rolled up here, and this is what the car looks like now. If you forgot, that all looked like garbage before, and now it looks beautiful. So big thank you to this guy, Jonathan. Yep. Seriously.
It looks like this now.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, because I remember how this door had a little patch on it, like a postcard size thing. Then on here, we had a little rash right at the top.
Yep.
But this was like basically gone here on the trunk, and the bumper were just toast. And you left the bumper off, so it's painted. It's good. I'll be able to swap that out when I go down to the shop. So that looks great. That's a beauty.
Just like a giver should.
Unfortunately, a little bit of a problem for everybody else. When Jonathan had painted maybe 75% of the stuff he was going to paint for me, he was going to try and get the hood for me, but his paint gun setup was starting to have some issues. My super road rashy hood was just going to need to get Dr. Color chipped or something. So yeah, he wasn't able to paint that. But what that also meant for everybody else who had any interest of using Jonathan as a painter, say maybe Anthony, I don't think Jonathan was going to be able to help him.
So I thought, why not go around while it was up on the lift? It's perfect working height. I went and bought just a Duplicolor paint pen, you know, the simple kit that's got a pen on one side, a pumice stone, a drip, a clear coat. It's got all in one pen. When's a better chance to put a nice base coat of touch-up paint in Victory Red on this truck? So that's what I was doing. Once they dry, then I can go back in, add a little more layers, and then I have my red back. So got my tonneau cover ordered. I used a website called LMC Truck. They actually make a ton of car parts. Pretty much any part you need to rebuild your truck, you can get at LMC Truck. And so I went through, found all the little things that I needed, and I found a tonneau cover that's a roll-up tonneau cover in the, you know, the nice black vinyl, black leather kind of ish feeling. So one of the things that I noticed was the tailgate on the truck was really dented. So headed over to Jalopy Jungle, and it was one of the parts I actually found was there was a black tailgate that was in good shape. I sanded it all down, got it primed. I didn't really have a homie hookup, so I got some paint, and I called my buddy John Francie up over at Sticker Mafia to say, hey, could you make me some stickers? And I'll just say I magically found them lying around.
Over the last 3 weeks of modifications, let's come together and look how their budgets are coming along. Levi bought the gear for lowering his truck for $372. He then spent $183 on his black tonneau cover. Over at the junkyard, Levi found a replacement tailgate for $46. He then painted it and touched up his chip paint for $30. This round of purchases brought Levi's budget down to just $147. Anthony really didn't do much this month. He did paint his ding protectors for $40, but he still has the most left in his budget, with over $1,700 still left to spend. Let's take a look at Dane's budget. Dane is the first to go into the negative, dropping a $575 bomb fixing his dreaded paintwork. But it didn't stop there. He then proceeded to spend $10 on drill brushes and $143 on more aircraft stripper, paint and clear coat to repair his wheels. Dane must do something to get back under $3,000 because he's currently bringing up the bottom of our budget with a negative $370.
Part of my keys fell off.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, not mine. Pretty hot out, guys.
Yeah.
Why are we on the parking lot? Why can't we find some shade here?
I don't know why. It seemed like a good spot. I mean, I'm pretty cold myself. It's kind of nice to warm up after sitting in an air-conditioned car. You know, I needed a jacket. Nice, cool 68 degrees. Dane, do you even have air conditioning?
It's called the wind.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I believe we gathered here because
I don't know. It seemed like a good spot, good time of the day. You know, as our Heap Car Challenge continues, we seem to be making a little bit of progress, some more than others in this case. Levi, it seems like you've made a handful of progress in your car.
Well, let me just say, when you are the master of shine like myself, it's very easy to get projects done.
Okay, gotcha. And then Dane, pretty smooth process so far. No issues, no major hiccups or anything like that, right?
No. Why would you say that?
Wow. Oh,
seems like it's been going pretty smoothly to me.
Right?
I mean, maybe.
Just a couple speed bumps.
Itty bitty.
Little small,
tiny
speed
bumps. Maybe.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah, it might not be great.
Yeah. Well, I myself, I like to take the, you know, the tortoise and the hare approach, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're the hare, right, and Dane is somewhere in between, you know, I'm going slow and steady as I think that wins the race, making small improvements.
Have you done anything to your car?
I mean,
I did.
Slow
you got
right.
You got it running. I mean, when you bought it, I had to help you push it onto a trailer.
No, you didn't.
So
that didn't happen.
I mean, did get it running, but that's really all I noticed.
Wasn't one of the rules that the car had to be running when we bought it?
Well, technically, it was running when he handed him money.
It literally was running, and it never stopped running. It was just a small electrical issue that got sorted out relatively quick. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm close to done. Roughly 80% close.
It looks exactly the same as when you bought it.
Okay. Anyway, so I think we're here for a reason today, guys.
I was told we had to be here for some sort of challenge.
All right, fellas. These are looking pretty good, but one last surprise.
I don't like it when John shows up. That usually means something really intense.
It means we have
happen.
to work. That's what happens.
Usually it does. Hopefully it's another handwritten note like the first one.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Can we not print these things out around here? What's
is.
going on?
It is handwritten.
All right, here we go.
Gray? That's the
Is that pencil? This was written in pencil. This was written in a number 2 pencil,
direct
not even
sunlight
mechanical.
on a white page. Yikes.
Okay, so here we go. TRC crew, congratulations on your car builds thus far. So glad you are into detailing versus car modifying.
I've been modifying mine. You've just been detailing yours? It looks exactly the same.
That's all I've been doing is modifying. Let's see what the public has to say on the appearance of your vehicles.
Oh, what are we like having the internet vote on this or something?
I don't know, it might be worse. For this challenge, your vehicles will be voted on at the Hidden Springs Car Show. The car that gets the most likes, oh no, will receive a $100 value to the sale of the car.
Oh, so go toward. Oh boy.
Wait,
okay.
so we get an extra $100?
Well, hold on.
No, it's not for your budget. That's for the ultimate amount. So for the most profit over $3K, that $100 gives you an extra $100.
It's an extra bonus, yeah.
Well, there's one more thing here in very small font, small handwriting. It says, P.S. Your cars will also be driven by the PNS crew.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second.
Well,
we don't even get a driver.
Remember, Hidden Springs is on the other side of that mountain. Wait, so I don't think they have. Hold on. Wait. Hey,
I need to put this back inside here. So reverse has a grind. Oh, okay.
Whoa,
I don't think they care. Reverse grinds on that. Don't take it over 4K.
It's a little.
Yeah.
It fell out. It was right there. It is.
Oh no!
Oh, what's that? So you got to put that in.
Next time on the Heap Car Challenge, the boys are judged harshly at the Hidden Springs Car Show.
Oh no.
Urging Dane and Levi into some needed final touches. Anthony tries to make a late surge into contention. And the boys get smacked with their final challenge.